We're at beautiful Makaha Beach with Brother Mel's 14th annual Watermen's Championship.
I mean, it's just magical out here. I mean, this is a gem. This point break is really like no other that we have in Hawaii. And you know, these Makaha locals are just so blessed, and we are blessed to be here.
Well, Makaha is one of a kind. It offers the ability to accommodate all different water sports at Makaha Beach. We have your traditional longboard surfing, the semi-modern stand-up surfing or the SUP, and then we go back to the real tradition, four-man canoe surfing, which is epic. We also have the more modern sub-squat surfing, which is just so much fun. And then we also have the newest version of surfing is hydrofoil surfing, both stand-up and prone.
And with that, we have all the variety of toys to play in them. And you know, for the canoes, you look at the wave a certain way. For the sub-squats, you sit in a different spot and look at the wave a certain way. It's like each equipment has a different takeoff zone, you know, on the same day and the same wave. And at this event, if you're doing 3-4 events, you definitely just going all over the place.
The sub-squats being 17 feet and about 8 inches thick. You got 5 people paddling in as a team is what makes it fun, because the decision is pretty much made by your team. And the commitment to go over the top and not knowing what's going to happen, I think that's the fun part, where the adrenaline would come in. There's a little bit of fear, I gotta admit.
It's the funnest thing. It can handle giant surf to the smallest surf. And you can go out there with the best paddlers or dropping in with people that doesn't even know what they're getting into. But they say, yeah, I'll go with you, Brian. And then he'll take them out and they'll drop down on 20-foot waves in Makaha.
Of all the events, I think you're the most smiley. Like it's just so goofy. It's like, I think the sub-squats turns everybody back into like 4-year-old kids. You know?
Big maneuver you want to do is like everybody tries this 360. There's no fins on it. You drop down, everybody tries to move to the right, so it just kind of like travels along the wall in knowing that that thing is going to slide out. So the front guy gets off, hooks it around, and then the back guy goes on the opposite end and tries to pull this 360. It's like the biggest move that you could pull off. But when you pull that off, I mean, that definitely takes a whole lot of waves to learn.
It's very floaty, like you float a lot because it's super thick. And so it's fun when your board's like this and you're like trying to get into the wave and then you like, whoo.
We had one where we were feathering, like stuck in the air, and then big drop afterwards. All you see is all my kids on the sub-squats just tripping, just laughing, having fun, and coming on the beach and talking story about it afterwards, you know, and you realize, man, how else are you gonna get that sense? Unless maybe you go ride a roller coaster, but this is better.
think what is incredible about surfing OC4 canoes is you got 4 friends in with you, and it's usually like 4 surfers or paddlers in there making this decision to take off on this wave. And when it's great, it's great. When it goes bad, it goes bad.
Canoe surfing thing is just epic. I just always think about how it's the best boat in the world for surfing, you know, to handle waves. And so when you're in a canoe, in a wave, you're just so in awe. I mean, it's the Hawaiian canoe, man. It's like, it's perfect.
But you know, it's just good fun, and you can do it with your friends or your family. So we had our family team, you know, my 2 sons and my wife, and we caught a couple good waves, and we're just stoked to be here.
So we have a canoe that's like average 23 feet, 250 pounds. I think the worst part that could happen is the canoe goes under and the iakus break that's holding the ama. And just the end itself is definitely very sharp. It's the most dangerous part of it.
It's an interesting, and it's actually my personal favorite of all the sports in the ocean. It's a little nerve-wracking as a captain because you got 3 other people's lives in your hand, and when the canoe flips, that ama and the iakus go flying, and I mean, things happen. I've had people in my canoe go in the ambulance, you know. And you know, today I had my daughter Puamakamai, my daughter Keanuenue, and my son Micah in the canoe. And we got some great waves. You know, they're managing the ama, keeping the pace, bailing. You know, sometimes stuff happens and you gotta flip the canoe back over, and you need them all working as a team. Makaha Beach is one of the most unique places in the world, with the families, with the knowledge that keeps getting passed down generation after generation, and the respect and love the families have for each other and this place. You know, a lot of people have a hard time understanding how much this place means to the families that live here and love this aina, you know, and it's not an exclusive thing. But to be included in what we're doing is to come here and love this place just like us. Then you can be welcomed, you know?
And it's, I mean, what a way to just hook you into it, and you just want to keep doing more, you know? You ask my kids and they're stoked, you know? I mean, we're camping tonight, you know, this is living.
We have the community aspect. It's as strong as you're gonna get anywhere. And this is what makes Makaha special. You always come down here and you see a friend, you see a family, you see, you know, people that you grew up with all your life. And this is where we congregate, and it's where we'll be.